What's up everybody, welcome back to J.A.J. Talk Movies, and today I'm going to be going over my entire horror collection. Now that's on DVD, Blu-ray and 4K. I don't really own, or like one VHS kind of thing, but not like a collection of VHSs, horror VHSs, but yeah. I already did a video going over my entire movie collection, but I thought I'd reorder my horror collection into the perfect order that I like it in. And then we'll just redo the video, but yeah, be more kind of in-depth and stuff. Alright, so we're going to start with Blu-rays, and then we'll go to DVDs. So first up, we got Predator 2 right here. Kind of gets too much hate. It's just, to me, it's not the best, but it's really good out of the other Predator sequels. Like Predators is probably better, but of course it's way better than the Predator. And yeah, I feel like it just gets too much hate. Even though it's not the greatest ever, it's still not worthy of the hate it gets, is what I was trying to get at there. Alien vs Predator, kind of the same, gets a bit too much hate in my opinion. There's nothing really wrong with this movie in my opinion, but there's also nothing that stands out that makes it one of my favorites. Alien vs Predator 2 Requiem, now this, I can agree with everybody else. This fucking sucks, like everybody says. This movie is utter trash. And then we got Prometheus right here, which honestly is kind of boring. This is the 3D Blu-rays, and I can't even watch the movie. I literally just got it because I wanted the movie, but I can only really watch the bonus disc, so it was pointless getting it. Then we got The Silence of the Lambs right here. Pretty amazing. I mean, I wouldn't have given it, like, you know, the best movie of the year it came out. Probably not, like, I don't know, like, it's not one of the best 90s movies of all time, but it's an amazing thriller. It's just not, like, super, you know, crazy in my opinion. Halloween, the original right here. This is an out-of-print Blu-ray. I really wanted to get the Umbrella Entertainment release that we have here in Australia, but could barely get it down to a good price, so I just got this cool 30th anniversary edition, which is currently out of print. That's, like, in my opinion, it's probably my favorite horror movie. Probably the greatest horror movie ever made. Kind of Halloween, The Shining and Scream 2 are just like my three go-to horror movies. We've got Halloween 2018. I wouldn't consider it a masterpiece. I'd say it's pretty mid. Hasn't got heaps going for it, but it isn't really a bad movie either. Halloween Kills. This is the extended cut. It includes an alternative ending. Also includes theatrical edition, so it has both versions. Pretty mid, not as good as 2018, but also not as bad as Halloween Ends, which I don't have yet because I haven't had the balls to buy it. Because I want it so I can just have all the Halloween Blu-ray kind of new trilogy on Blu-ray, but I don't know, the movie's just so bad. It's like the most disappointing. Then we've got The Shining, an amazing film, like one of the fucking great, probably the best horror movie of all time if you're talking like how it's made and how it came out. Like Scream 2 is a fun movie to me, but this is a way better made movie, like even better made than Halloween. I really want to upgrade this to 4K, by the way, guys, but just got the Blu-ray for the meantime. We've got Poltergeist on Blu-ray right here. Pretty awesome. This is the original. The movie is good, but it's not as great as people say. I think it's a bit dated, but to be fair, I only checked it out for the first time in like 2021, so I didn't really have like, you know, that 80s nostalgia for it. Then we got, you know, one of the very first slasher movies and one of the best in my opinion, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This awesome Blu-ray release. Now, what's cool about this movie is it's the 40th anniversary edition, but I feel like Scream Factory are going to come out with a 50th anniversary edition. That's what I think is going to be cool because I know it's turning 50 because next year this movie is the same age as my dad, and my dad's turning 50 next year, so when the 50th anniversary edition comes out, I'm going to cop that. But yeah, it's just such an amazing film, though. Sam Raimi's, the original Evil Dead right here, freaking awesome. It's got heaps of special features and that. Not the greatest transfer, but there's not much you can really do with that movie because it doesn't really look that good to begin with. It was shot on, like, super low budget, but I might cop the 4K eventually. Evil Dead 2 right here. I'm indecisive of which if I enjoy the first one or the second one more, possibly the first one. I think because the comedic elements are cool, but I don't know, I just think the first one's probably, I don't know, I think I just might enjoy it more, but I'd have to check them out again. And I currently don't have Army of Darkness because you can't track it down here in Australia. Even on DVD, I don't have it. It's just impossible to find. Got the Evil Dead remake, though. Really fun. When it comes to remakes, this is one of the best. The movies are alright. It's not nothing special, but for a remake of a franchise like that, they did pretty well. It's really well made. Child's Play, the original right here. Freaking amazing classic right here. Awesome. Chucky's one of the my favorite killers, but the franchise goes pretty downhill after Child's Play 3. But we got Child's Play 2 here, which is my favorite in the franchise, way better than the original in my opinion. An awesome film, probably one of my favorite horror movies. It's super entertaining, and I want to get Child's Play 3 on Blu-ray and the remake, because in my opinion, Child's Play 1, 2, 3 and the remake are the only good movies, and the rest are literally garbage. We got Hellraiser right here. Pretty amazing, but also gets a bit too much hype. But at the same time, people are kind of going around to going, is it as good as it nowadays as people thought it was? But yeah, then we got Hellraiser 2, which is probably more enjoyable, but the first one's probably a better movie. That's just, I don't know, that's just my opinion though. But really cool Umbrella Entertainment releases. It's cool that they came out with those. And I wish they came out with a Hellraiser 3 Umbrella Entertainment Blu-ray, just so I could have the first 3 on Blu-ray. That would be good. But, yeah, it's alright, because the third one's actually not that much of a good movie, but these ones are, so, yeah. Then we got Pet Sematary right here, some Stephen King, the original Pet Sematary, not the remake, which, fun fact, I've watched Pet Sematary 1 and 2, but I haven't seen the remake. But I really enjoyed Pet Sematary, and I actually really enjoyed the second one. The first one's better, of course, but I feel like the second one gets too much hate. That's a massive guilty pleasure film for me. Cujo. Alright, now what's awesome about this is the slipcover. I just love it. It's biting the rating, and that is so creative. It's biting the Australian rating right there. So, it's in a slip, and so let's just get it out of the slip and open it up. Here it is outside of its slip. It's just the same as the slip cover, but at least it has a slip cover. And yeah. Alright guys, up next we have The Guardian. Now if you want a really weird kind of horror movie that's just really strange and kind of different and not necessarily super, oh yeah, it is a horror movie, but it's not really a slasher. It's just one of those weird kind of movies that sticks with you. Definitely watch The Guardian. It's from the director who made The Exorcist, but I actually prefer it over The Exorcist, which is pretty funny. Then we got, which is this random, another really weird movie that I recommend checking if you like weird horror movies. But this isn't a slipcover, so let's get it out of its slip. It's just the same on the inside. It's a cinema cult release, so yeah. But I just got it purely because it looked interesting, and I went and checked it out, and it is weird. It's like a human kind of snake experiment kind of movie. Then we got It Follows, which is a really good, like, 2010s kind of horror movie. Like, the 2010s was a pretty bad era for horror, like, to be completely honest. My favorite horror era is probably the 80s, or maybe the 90s. But to be fair, the 80s, the 90s, and even the early 2000s had so much bangers, so it's hard to compete. 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. I haven't seen either of these movies, but they're both supposed to be really good, like, zombie movies, so I thought I'd pick this up for $5 at the time I got it, and I still haven't checked it out. Unfriended, pretty mid in my opinion. Like, I don't hate it like other people, but I don't praise it like I'm sure a few people out there would. Into Keepers, random movie. I literally just got it because there was like a deal on, and I needed one other movie. It was like a 5 for $1 deal at this Salvation Army, so I just copped it. Saw the Final Chapter right here. Now, the only reason I got Saw the Final Chapter on Blu-ray and not the other ones is because, well, I want to get the original Saw on Blu-ray, but I had all the other Saw movies except for the Final Chapter, and and Spiral, so I just went, fuck it, I'll just get it on Blu-ray. It doesn't really matter, because I found it secondhand. The My Bloody Valentine remake right here. I've seen the original, but I have still yet to check out the remake. This really funny kind of like zombie comedy kind of movie, which isn't the best, but I have big memories with this movie because I watched it with my cousins one time, and yeah, we had a lot of fun with it. Then we've got one of my favorite 2000s horror movies, and if you like want to get into a slasher franchise, kind of like a modern slasher franchise, I definitely recommend the Wrong Turn movies. Mainly, I just recommend the original and the second one for slasher, and what I've also got is, oh yeah, by the way, guys, this is Umbrella Entertainment release, so really cool. But I'd also recommend the remake. So I'd say the original, the second one, and the remake are really the only good Wrong Turn movies. The third one is pretty entertaining and stuff, but yeah, most of them are pretty garbage, to be completely honest, because they're the only cinema release. I think the first ones and the second one was cinema release, the rest was straight to DVD, and the remake was, yes, literally the only cinema released ones. Then we got this Australian Friday the 13th 9 movie collection, which has Friday the 13th Part 1, 2, 3, 4, Part 5, Part 6, 7, 8, and the remake. It does not have Jason X, Jason Goes to Hell, or Freddy vs. Jason. But, yeah, I got it at the time because this came out and it was, Australia sucks for the Friday the 13th franchise. We never get any releases, so I kind of just went in for it. But, yeah, some discs have 2 movies on them, so, yeah. I mean, it's cool, it's got special features, but most of it, it's nothing special. Like, this is nothing compared to this Scream Factory set, which you can probably see we're just about to get into. Then we just got this Freddy vs. Jason Blu-ray, because at the time, I found this, I was just like, oh, sick, like, finally I can have another one of the movies on Blu-ray. But here's the Scream Factory set. I made a complete video on this, so we're not going to go over it, the whole thing, but I'll flip it around and show you. Now, I'm going to put a link in the description to my Friday the 13th Scream Factory review, which also features Jude, the other person from J.A.J. Talk Movies. But yeah, it's got Friday the 13th right here, Part 2, Part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, the remake, 2-disc collector's set, and a 2-disc bonus disc set, and a collector's booklet. So yeah, I definitely just had to get this for Christmas. I begged for this. Well, not begged, but I asked for this and received. It's fucking awesome. Now, we got a few kind of horror-esque 4Ks up here. We got Alien on 4K. This has the theatrical and director's cut in it. I prefer the director's cut, but yeah, for sure, that's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Predator was kind of not really a horror, but has elements, so I'll just show it. Got Predator on 4K as well. Now we're going to all my DVDs, and, well, I've got this one VHS set that we'll get to, so mainly DVD. Alright, so the first DVD we got is Predator, the original right here. This is a 1-disc or 2-disc special edition. I believe it's just, it's 2 discs actually. Yeah, I'm going to stop showing discs because it makes the video go slow, but yeah, 2-disc edition right there. Alright, so Predator 1 and 2 double pack right here. This is a really old DVD. You can tell for like American viewers, just thought I'd let you know. The old Australian rating looks like this. Sometimes it's even smaller, like, oh, actually no, it's about that size. But yeah, compared to the new rating is way different. We got an unopened copy of Predator 2 right here. Old DVD and everything. Predators, see here's the new Australian rating. So somebody gave me Predators, little did they know I already had it, so here's the copy I already had. But yeah, it's cool to have multiple copies, I guess, of that. And then to end off the Predator stuff, we've got The Predator, which really, really sucks. Like, Predator 1's my favorite, the second one's good, it's the third one I really liked, but The Predator is just a really bad movie in my opinion. But yeah. Then next we got the Alien Anthology set, which at one point I traded the Alien on Blu-ray for a bunch of different things, so that's why I got so much copies. We got this Alien DVD I found on the side of the road. For some reason it says 1 disc edition, like that's special. Like why does it even mention that it's a 1 disc edition? Usually only do that with 2 disc editions. Like here, look, special edition, like it should just be something like that. Anyway, another copy of Aliens that I found on the side of the road. This copy of Aliens that was given to me as part of the trade, and also this copy of Resurrection, which was given to me as part of the trade right there. And then we got Alien Covenant, which really isn't that good, but I'm a completionist, so I have it. And as you know, I've got Prometheus on Blu-ray, but one day I'll probably get it on DVD. Alien vs Predator, just this really cool old Australian DVD that I got before I had the Blu-ray. But yeah, that's that for the Predator and Alien stuff. Now we're onto the Saw franchise. We got the original Saw right here. Really amazing film. Had lots of fun with it. Saw 2, which is, I don't know, it's really good, but probably not as good as the original. Saw 3, this is when they just start getting repetitive. It's okay, but it's not as good as the originals. But this cover of the movie is really cool, like see-through of those teeth hanging. But yeah, it's the uncut edition. Saw 4, honestly, kind of just still, this is the uncut edition. It's just kind of the same thing from here on, you know. They kind of get really boring, but yeah. Saw 5, uncut edition as well. Saw 6, uncut version as well. And then I've seen Saw 1 up to Saw 6, but I haven't seen the final chapter, Jigsaw or Spiral. But I have Jigsaw right here, and as you know, I've got the final chapter on Blu-ray, as you saw before, but I do not have Spiral. I need to get that, but I also need to check that one out. We've got Hostel Part 1 through 3. Got this at like a tip shop for like $1. Never actually seen any of the Hostel movies, so that's kind of it with the torture kind of horror, you know, the torture 2010s kind of element. That's kind of why it's next to the Saw stuff. But now we're on to my Friday the 13th collection, which is still not completely grown, but yeah. Alright, so first up we got the original Friday the 13th right here. This is, I believe, the uncut version. I'm not too sure. We got Friday the 13th Part 2 right here. This is, it's like a slipcover release. So yeah, let's take it out of its slip. Alright, here it is out of the slip cover right here. And these are like the new kind of releases of the Friday the 13th franchise. When I say new, I mean like 2012, 2013 possibly, maybe even a bit earlier than that. But yeah, as you can tell, there's also these old releases. But yeah, so when I say I haven't got completed everything, well, I've got all the movies, of course. Like, really all I need is the Scream Factory set that has the theatrical version of the original, the uncut version, and all the movies and all their versions. But, you know, I'm a completionist. I want to have all the Australian releases of the movies. So what I need is Part 6, Part 7 and 8 of these old releases. I need an old copy of Jason X and a new copy of Jason Goes to Hell. But literally, it's not important. Like, I just feel like over time, if I see things like this for like $5, I'll eventually build up the collection of you know what I mean. Sorry for rambling there, guys. We got Friday the 13th Part 3, really cool slipcover. Let's get it out. And those are really the only slipcover releases that were a thing, but we got Part 4 here right now, the final chapter. Most people consider it their favourites. It's probably the most, Part 4 and Part 6 are probably the most liked sequels. Part 5 is probably one of the most hated sequels, but I don't see the hate, I really enjoy it. And that's it for the newer kind of DVD releases. We got the old ones here. We got Friday the 13th Part 2 right here. We got Part 3. Oh god. We got part 3 right here. Now, a lot of people seem to hate these kind of covers. I like them because when I was a kid, this is what you saw in the video shop, and it used to scare the crap out of me. I never actually got them, but I just used to go, oh my god, like they're really different. But a lot of people just think the theatrical ones are better, but for some reason, some of them aren't the theatrical posters, but some are, like this one. Strange choice there, but yeah. Like we got part 5 here. You can tell this isn't the theatrical cover, but amazing though, in my opinion. Part 6 right here. Another one that people really like. Part 7. Really cool. And we got Jason Takes Manhattan Part 8, which most people really hate that one. I get a lot of joy out of that just because of how stupid it is. But yeah. Then we got Jason Goes to Hell. This is like an old DVD right here. There is a new release, but it's basically the same. And then this new release of Jason X, which has some cool special features in that. And then these 2 DVDs of the Friday the 13th remake, are the same, right? The only reason I've got 2 copies is because, so my cousin Jude got it on Blu-ray and he no longer wanted his DVD. And this is the normal poster right here, so extended cut, yada yada. But it has a reversible cover, so I just grabbed his DVD off him for free and flipped it over to the other side. So nah, it looks like that's 2 separate copies, like maybe a 1 disc and a 2 disc, but it's really not. It's the exact same movie, which is pretty funny. Then we got the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. This is one of my favorites in the collection. It's got all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies except for the awful remake. So yeah, let's open this up and have a look at it. So you got the original, you got part 2, 3, 4, 5, The Final Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and a bonus disc. So really cool. And yeah, I just really enjoyed that set. It's one of the first like box set / horror franchises I just completed like that. And when I got it, I hadn't actually seen any of the movies in the franchise, believe it or not. And then we got the horrible remake, got it for $1, and I just, you know, my completionist ass had to get it. Then we got this cool Boogeyman set right here. This was just sitting on top, so I thought I'd show you. It's just a bunch of kills from a bunch of franchises. Here are all the franchises, and it's got like commentaries or trivia things, and yeah, just a really cool like little eBay pickup I got. Then we get all my copies of Freddy vs. Jason. So usually these will be, once I get all these, I'll probably have like this copy here and then a copy there. They're not all going to be in the same place, but for now, until I do, they are. So we got the first copy of the movie I got before I even got my Blu-ray. Then next up, we got this 2-disc special edition of the movie. Sorry everything comes out, it's just, you know, it's so tight in there, but this is a 2-disc set, which is kind of cool. And that's an old DVD. And then we just got the regular old DVD, like not the 2-disc set, just the one. I mainly got this because I really enjoy the theatrical artwork, so yeah. And now on to the Halloween franchise. So yeah, we got the original Halloween here on DVD. Pretty cool. We got Halloween 2 and 3. Honestly, Halloween, the original, is like 10 out of 10. The second one is, I don't know, it's kind of mid in my opinion, but the third one is like equally just as good as the original. Maybe not just a bit under for me, but the third one is a 10 out of 10 perfect movie in my opinion. We got Halloween triple pack with the Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, and Resurrection. H2O is good, Curse of Michael Myers is fun, Resurrection's dog shit. We got a DVD copy of Halloween 2018, purely because I got that before I before I got the Blu-ray. And now we got Hellraiser Collection, which contains Hellraiser 5, Inferno, Hellseeker, Deader, Hellworld, and Revelation. So I'm missing I believe I'm missing 2 Hellraiser movies. 3, because I don't have the third one. Actually, no, 4. Yeah, I'm missing 4 because I don't. So I have the original. I have the second one. I don't have part 3, the third one, or the fourth one where he goes to space. I don't have the 2018 one or the very new one that came out either. But yeah, I kind of got that as a completionist reason, so I wouldn't have to go and buy all those movies individually, and it was literally $5 for that entire set, even though they're all really bad. Christine, one of John Carpenter's best movies in my opinion. It's fucking amazing. Wes Craven Collection. Now, Christine probably shouldn't be there because this is mainly directors and franchises, but I kind of put Christine because it's kind of next to Halloween-y, I guess. But yeah, anyway, we got this collection with Wes Craven, which has The Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, the original part 2, like not the remake part 2, and an American Nightmare documentary, which is a really cool horror documentary that Wes Craven's in. People Under the Stairs, probably one of his best, if not his best. Then we got his the remakes of his films, like The Last House on the Left remake, which is way better than the original. I love that movie, amazing cast, amazing film. And The Hills Have Eyes remake, which may be better than the original. I don't have The Hills Have Eyes second remake though, but now we're on to like remakes and stuff. But in the middle here, don't forget we've got the Alien Saga VHS, so it has Alien 1, 2, and 3 on VHS. Really cool, really the only horror VHS I own, unfortunately, but it may grow. I definitely want to grow my VHS collection. When a Stranger Calls remake. I really, really like this one, but I wish I didn't know the twist because I actually watched the first 10 minutes of When a Stranger Calls, and they already say the twist in the first 10 minutes, and I got really bored of that movie. I watched more than 10 minutes. I watched half an hour. I get really bored, so I never finished that movie. And usually I don't turn off movies because I got bored. It was also just a mix because it was 1 in the morning. But yeah, we got The Uninvited, which is a remake of something I don't necessarily remember. We got the I Spit on Your Grave remake. I didn't really want this, but I found this on the side of the road with a bunch of movies. Actually, no, I didn't find this at the side of the road. I found it there was a Facebook lot for free. Someone was just giving all his movies away for free. Let Me In, which is a remake of Let the Right One In. That was another one of those Facebook lot ones. Quarantine, which was another one of the Facebook lot ones. This guy just really liked horror remakes over this Facebook lot guy was. But, yeah, Disturbia, he had this as well, but this is actually really good. I love this. It's like a horror mixed with Vertigo, kind of. Oh, not Vertigo, Rear Window. Stay. Taking Lives. Stay Alive. These are just kind of weird 2000s horror movies I got mixed together. And Roadkill, which is actually called something else over in America and around the world. I don't know why Australia it's got a different name, but yeah. And The Doorway, which was given to me for free. Dad's mate owned this, and he gave me a bunch of music DVDs, and for some reason The Doorway was just there. Then we got Jaws, the 30th anniversary edition. Really great, but I want to upgrade that one to either Blu-ray or 4K because just DVD doesn't do it for that film. We got this 3-pack of I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is amazing. I still know what you did last summer. Very guilty pleasure for me, and everybody hates this, including me. I'll always know what you did last summer. I genuinely think it's one of the worst sequels, in my opinion, even worse than Halloween Resurrection. The Ring right here. This is the collector's edition. Really cool. I actually don't have the Japanese versions because, well, I don't have them, but I also don't really like them. I honestly prefer the American remake, Ring over the original, but I prefer the Japanese Ring 2 over the American Ring 2. The Ring 2 fucking sucks. Then we got the Grudge remake, which I haven't seen, but I've seen the original Grudge and the original second Grudge, and they're both amazing, so I really hope I like the Grudge. Blair Witch Project, a classic, horror staple from the 90s, which defined its generation, and I believe it's fun, but it's nothing special. It's kind of overhyped, but I wasn't there in the moment to, enjoy it. Then we got the Paranormal Activity franchise. Now, I don't have all of these, but I do have the first one right here, which I really like. The second one, which is genuinely probably my favorite. It's fucking awesome. I really love this franchise, even though it's most of them are very similar and they're not that good films, but I still really love them. And Paranormal Activity 3. I really want to get the rest because I get enjoyment out of pretty much all of the Paranormal Activity movies except for even the ones that are bad I still get enjoyment out of, so that's why I kind of want the movies, not just for completionist reasons, as like, well. Then next we continue to the Wrong Turn franchise. We got the original Wrong Turn here. Really, really, really enjoyed this one. One of the funnest freaking slasher movies in my opinion. Probably my favorite in this franchise. But Wrong Turn 2 is probably my second favorite. And then the remake's probably my third favorite. But yeah, Wrong Turn 2 Dead End. This is the uncut version. Freaking amazing, and the uncut version's sick. Wrong Turn 3 Left for Dead. Pretty bad, but probably the most enjoyable out of the sequels from then on. Wrong Turn 4 Bloody Beginnings uncut. Dude, you know how cheap I got these movies for? Don't judge me. And we got Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines uncut. Wrong Turn 6 isn't here in Australia, and the remake I already have on Blu-ray, so that's pretty much it for the Wrong Turn film. Next up, we got Jeepers Creepers, the original, and I know what the director did, and it's not, and I'm not saying I accept what he did, but let's just say separate the art from the artist. That's an amazing film, but I enjoy the sequel way more. Jeepers Creepers 2 is amazing, and I don't know if the third one or the new one, because the third one I watched and I hated it, and I haven't even bothered to watch the new one, but I may get them one day. We got Urban Legends, triple pack of Urban Legends Final Cut, and Urban Legends 3 Bloody Mary. For so long, I thought this was a version of the original because it's called Final Cut. Like, you know how some movies make the Final Cut, but it's not. It's a sequel, and it's actually better. My ranking goes Urban Legends Final Cut, Urban Legends, and then the pretty horrible Urban Legends 3 Bloody Mary. But I get enjoyment out of all these movies. And then the Butterfly Effect trilogy. I haven't seen the sequels, but I've seen the original, and I've seen the director's cut of it. Like, that's the version I watched, and it blew my mind. It's so messed up, but it's so amazing. Then we got John Carpenter's The Thing. I really want to upgrade this to 4K. The DVD sucks. It's just in letterboxed aspect ratio and everything. The Thing 2011 remake, which I haven't actually seen, but have not heard good things. And then we got the Scream 4-pack, which, other than Friday the 13th, this is probably my favorite horror franchise. Like, they're probably tied, but it's more consistent than the Friday the 13th franchise. In my opinion, there's not a bad Scream movie to this date. But yeah. Then we got this 80s horror pack with Happy Birthday to Me and April Fool's Day. I'm not even going to bother to get the slip out because it's just the exact, like, it's literally just the exact same cover as the slip cover, so yeah, I'm sorry guys, but yeah, it's pretty. April Fool's Day is probably better than Happy Birthday to Me, but Happy Birthday to Me is an amazing slasher movie. Hollow Man. This is one of the funnest movies, but also one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. We got the original Candyman right here, classic, but I genuinely reckon I prefer the 2021 Candyman recall or whatever it is, or sequel. It's fucking amazing. We got Wolf Creek right here, an Australian slasher, which is just amazing in my opinion. But if you didn't enjoy that one, I reckon most people would enjoy Wolf Creek 2 more. In my opinion, I enjoy it way more. Even though I like the original, I prefer the sequel. Just, it's more fun and less brutal. Like, he's kind of like a Freddy Krueger type character in this movie, kind of joking around a bit. But yeah. Then next up we got The Strangers right here. Pretty fun, but also pretty scary home invasion film. I don't really get scared from horror movies, but that one kind of tripped me out a bit because I watched it when I was a bit younger. Strangers Pray at Night, probably a bit better than the original, but yeah. Got the Amityville Horror remake. I really want to get the original, but I heard that the remake's better, so I haven't actually watched any of the movies, and I honestly don't care for getting the sequels, because I've only heard bad things about them. We got the original Omen right here, you know, a classic horror film. One from the 2010s, which I always forget about, but... sorry, not 2010s, like was this either the 90s or the early 2000s? I believe, like, the late 90s or early 2000s kind of era of horror. And it was really... It's not, like, the best thing ever, but it's really, really enjoyable concept and just movie in general. Event Horizon is a movie which I think is pretty underrated in my eyes. That was a really great movie, in my opinion. We got the Unfriended sequel, which I got just because I wanted to check it out. You know, of course, I haven't heard good things, but I want to check it out because fuck it. Leatherface, which is actually not that bad. Like, for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel, it's honestly one of the best in the franchise. I probably enjoy the remake the most, then the second one, then probably Leatherface, and then maybe, I don't actually know. The others, which I haven't really seen. We got A Quiet Place, which I thought was pretty good, but the second one is a lot better. I really want to get the second one on 4K because I love that film. Now we're into Stephen King adaptations. This is a super underrated Stephen King adaptation, 1408. I highly recommend that if you haven't checked that one out already. Another highly underrated one, Thinner. This movie really does feel like they look like and feel like a straight-to-TV film, but, you know, it's not that bad. It just feels kind of lower budget than his other stuff. Well, than his other adaptation, sorry. We got the original Stephen King It miniseries, which I grew up with, so I kind of have although it's not the best, I kind of have a special place for it in my heart. And then the 2017 It, which is really enjoyable. I really liked that one, and I don't have It Chapter 2 because it sucks and I just never bothered to get it. Then we got The Shining right here on DVD. Now, this isn't the theatrical version. This is like the cut that we have here in Australia, which is like an extremely cut down version of the film, which is the version that I watched first. Well, not extremely, but reasonably cut down. Nothing that important to the storyline is cut out, and it's kind of weird because there's not really any violent scenes cut out. I just think they did it for, I don't know, for TV, I guess. Then we got this double pack of Pet Sematary and Pet Sematary 2. And in my opinion, Pet Sematary 1, amazing film. Pet Sematary 2 is a massive guilty pleasure for me, but I also don't understand why it gets hate. We got Red Dragon. We got the Hannibal Lecter movies here. Red Dragon I haven't seen. I've seen Silence of the Lambs, though. This is a 2-disc collector's set in a slip book. We got Hannibal right here. This is a 2-disc set. I don't know why the spine's so big. It looks like it'd be like a 4-disc massive set, but yeah, I don't know why the DVD case is that big. We got this really cool, like, original Child's Play DVD right here. Love that artwork. And the Awful Seed of Chucky, which I got because it was given to me. Well, sorry, I got it from a free bin at an op shop. And then we got Leprechaun's Back to the Hood. I don't know why I got this. I really only want the original one. I actually know why. It was $1 and it was unopened. What the hell? Like, I'm never going to find that anywhere, so I just copped it. We got Psycho Cop. We got Interview the Vampire, which is a classic I've never actually checked out. 2-for-1 classics of the original Little Shop of Horrors and The Day of the Terrified. Or The Terrified. Then we got the original House of Wax. And then that's it for the first shelf. Now we're down to, well, it's not really the second shelf, but what's left of the horror, I guess. Alright, next up we got an unopened copy of Psycho Beach Party. No idea what the fuck this is, but yeah, I got it because it was $1, dude. And somebody got that for $2 and never opened it. We got the Wishmaster Returns. Need to get the original. Got The Howling. I don't know, pretty mid kind of movie. It's nothing special. Then we just got The Howling 3 and The Howling 4. Then we got the Suspiria remake. I don't have the original, but I really want to get it. I prefer the remake over the original, though, for sure. Beyond Reanimator. We got Rage Carry 2. For some reason I got this, but not the original. I don't know why. Hide and Seek, a pretty underrated movie with a pretty amazing ending. It's more of a thriller than a horror, but it's in here. Midsummer, Jude used to own this, but he gave it to me, who's my cousin, who's one of the other people who sometimes appears on the channel. Well, it's kind of a combined channel, but I make most of the videos. In the Earth, a movie I got for my birthday. Haven't seen it yet. House at the End of the Street. I believe it's a remake. I don't necessarily remember. I just know it sucks. Just 28 Days Later, which I also gave to Jude, but he didn't end up even. He just gave it back. I don't think he even wanted it. So yeah, Dawn of the Dead remake, not the original. I really want to hunt down the original though. We got Dog Soldiers. Really need to check that one out for sure. Same with Dawn of the Dead. Got this Dracula Steelbook that got given to me. Then these are some original things that really got me into horror. Sorry, some original movies that got me into horror. The Happy Death Day movies. So Happy Death Day 1, which is probably the best one, and Happy Death Day 2, which I still really enjoy. Gremlins 1 and 2, which are kind of not horror, but have horror elements, so I just showed them. We got Scary Movie right here. These are kind of like comedy horror movies, but I just couldn't show them for the sake of it. Scary Movie 2, not as good, but still pretty good. And probably the second best, Scary Movie 3. I currently don't own any of the other ones, and I don't even really plan on getting them, because these are really the only good ones in the franchise. But yeah, that is it for my horror collection. Alright, thanks everybody for watching the video. My horror collection, my horror collection isn't too big, sorry about that. But, you know, I plan to grow it, and it's been getting a lot better from where it started not too long ago. So I have a lot more movies, but that aren't horror, but horror is my main, probably my favorite genre of movies, so yeah.